there is definitely a resurgence here in
I think so,
everything.
yeah.
There's I think a new era in the local areas actually taking place, very notable. So they put in those research facilities downtown and stuff, and the incubators and
stuff. I want
to
look into that new incubator.
I looked at them a while back.
The last one, there's the one in JC that basically got taken over by one company.
Oh, really?
It's kind of weird, yeah. JH Robotics.
Oh,
took over every spot in the incubator until it was just there.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I've seen that sign. What do they actually work on?
I think I'm pretty sure I've heard of them doing the surgery robots.
That's cool.
Beyond
that is pretty awesome. Yeah,
I'm not sure what else they do, but
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And that's so they basically I guess they're capitalizing on the instruments that are available there, because they have a bunch of shared machinery that you can use, basically for when you run the space.
New incubator.
I think all of them do.
I know the new one. It's not even an incubator anymore. It's just.
Well, they might be doing that because they don't have to buy the research equipment, I guess.
They lease it.
Could be.
You're renting it, and then you get access to that stuff. That was one of the benefits. I was looking at there, they have just tons of different research tools that are probably millions of dollars individually, but by renting a space there, you can just use it. So
it's pretty dope.
Yeah. But no.
Aliens.
I mean,
it's probably BAE or Lockheed.
Well,
the aliens
in our local area,
yeah,
right?
And going back even to your parents' stories and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Well, those industries have been here since the beginning, and they do experiments.
This place is pretty weird.
Any human being, like a kid would, playing around with stuff, they're gonna.
Honestly,
stuff,
most of these experiments are classified shit they're working on for the government. So it's if you look at the whole reason the moon lander was here is because they worked on that when it was a major project, but a lot of that technology and stuff, that's just one notable thing that they were working on. There's a bunch of other stuff.
Drones are huge.
Drones are very huge, and I think that some of the stuff that they have done, I've seen, you can watch some of the videos on different types of electrical propulsion and stuff where they use ions and there's no moving parts, and you can just move air around a metal foil, and then it'll take off and stuff. They've been experimenting with stuff like that for a very long time.
Yeah, they got those ion air cleaners that you can get for your house.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It really is. It's just it's not
it's just not as powerful.
Yeah, it's not as
you
powerful.
You hook that up to 480 instead of 110.
Yeah.
Now you're getting places.
And then, they did experiments with nuclear propulsion and stuff for rockets and stuff, where they actually built some stuff and tested it out back in the day. So it's not inconceivable that they have just like these rovers and stuff on Mars are nuclear powered.
Yeah.
It's not inconceivable you could make a compact, lightweight, nuclear powered system that is flying electrically. The propulsion's electrical, so you don't you have no there'd be no noise, but it would create a plasma field around it, so it would look really weird too.
Yeah.
So and then they theoretically could have been making something like that even 30, 40 years ago, potentially, because everybody's known about those things for a very long time, but batteries are not strong enough to do it for very long. So people are like, oh, so nobody's done it. But there's a bunch of nuclear-powered stuff that we know exists that the government uses. So who could do that? People who have access to those things. So you could make a nuclear-powered drone that that flies on the same principles, and it would theoretically be light enough and not have the fuel constraints of a typical drone or something like that. Which a lot of these things too, I think that they're experimenting with stuff and trying to get drones that, because it's unmanned, it can just hover over an area for months, and then just take in data, and it can be up super high and not like not be detectable and stuff like that. So it's very conceivable that what you're seeing is preliminary stuff for studies on things like that, and that could like explain a lot of that, like over the last like 50 years anyway. You know, like I mean, do you think nuclear technology's been out for a really long time actually? So
Yes.
The thing is, how do you derive electrical energy from nuclear power? Historically, you still heat water and make steam and spin a turbine.
Well,
I mean, the rovers obviously don't do that. How do they actually get power?
They use like a it's like a thermal electric generator. So it's like it produces heat, and then it uses the difference in the temperature within the unit and outside of it. I believe I'd have to look it up again, but and then it uses that to produce electricity. It's kind of similar, like a Peltier cooler. They're like it's like a chip.
Carrier water.
Yeah, no, yeah. it's a chip, and you can cool things down electronically, and it moves heat from one side of it to the other, so the other side will take the heat up, and the other side will cool down. Like, which I thought was fascinating, because you're basically taking entropy from one side and moving it to the other side, which is kind of crazy with no moving parts. Like, I think this principle works in the opposite direction. You're taking the differential and then turning it into electricity, and like there's also no moving parts. So like and like some of these rovers and stuff, they have projected lives of like 5 or 10 years, and they just keep going. Like the Voyager probe has just been running for like 50 years or something.
Panels, though. And a nuclear reactor too, doesn't it?
It's running on nuclear because it's been so far away that the solar is like basically non-existent. But they never projected that it could like it's going so long. That's why I think some of the like it's all based on probability and half-lives and stuff like that. And I think a lot of that might actually be like our math on it might not be accurate, because you're dealing with timescales that are really long.
We really don't know when you're getting like super far away from Earth how nuclear works, right?
Yes.
Like we have ideas, but
I mean, it could function differently. Like here, like you have, like, for example, right here, the amount of neutrinos passing through here is so dense. Like you're just getting bombarded by trillions of neutrinos, like, and they just go right through you.
Yeah.
But that density drops off like logarithmically the farther away you get. So like if you're out that far, like it's like maybe it's very possible that those interactions are not nothing at all, but maybe they're weak interactions that decay molecules, and it could influence things like nuclear decay and stuff for sure. Yeah. Like that's just off the top of my head. I'm like thinking like that might be.
I think everything that comes out of your ass.